Hi, welcome back to the recovery program. You are now in the emotional expression module of recovery phase 3. Here we will talk about relationship between the need to express emotions and mental health issues. Expressing emotions is integral to feeling whole and alive. It is important to have deep and rich relationships. The ability to feel, appropriately express, and receive emotions has a phenomenal impact on one's quality of life. Learning to express yourself fully will deepen your sense of aliveness and connection to the world. Learning how to feel and appropriately express our emotions is a skill that we learn throughout growing up. The early experiences of one's life create beliefs and patterns about expressing our feelings. At times, messages like anger is bad or you must not show this emotion might now be keeping you locked into rigid emotional patterns. These experiences and thought patterns hamper you from living an enriched life and to be connected to others around you. Now, when we have discussed about emotions and the repercussions of not being able to express this, we must learn a way to work on this. The first thing is to remember that it's never too late to learn about how to eradicate these thoughts learned earlier in life, and it's never too late to learn how to fully and appropriately express your feelings and emotions. It is a well-known fact that feelings and emotions are really important aspect of our lives, but the more important thing is to express this out. The problem is that somehow most of us have been brought up to disregard a few negative emotions like expressing anger, guilt, failure, and shame. At times, we do this because we are scared that we will hurt the feelings of other people. The result of this suppression might be anxiety, phobias, depression, and restlessness. Somebody else might adopt a negative and pessimistic outlook of life. But why would somebody not express one's feelings? Well, emotions, feelings, these are complicated things and it is hard to identify them. Sometimes, even if we identify them, it becomes hard to express them. Consequently, it is of utmost importance to rightly identify and express your emotions. So let us now talk about a few tips and tools to identify and express your emotions and feelings. Unexpressed emotions and feelings manifest themselves through several types of bodily and psychological responses. For example, unidentified anxiety that occurs in absence of any obvious reason could be because of uncertainty or due to anticipation of a negative outcome. People who worry too much are usually insecure in life and are concerned about bad things happening to them. This kind of thought process gives rise to anxiety. These feelings carry a charge of energy, and when we try to hold in that energy and do not express it out, we feel tension and vague anxiety. When one hangs on to the feelings of sadness and lack of enthusiasm for a long time without venting it, one tends to get depressed. If we vent this out, we feel relieved. Likewise, one cannot hold in the positive emotions as well, such as enthusiasm and excitement, as this can also make you anxious. Also, it has been said that when we hold back our feelings, it can also lead to tension in specific muscle groups. Like anger can be held in by tightening many different muscle groups. Fear can be held in tightening up of muscle group in the stomach and diaphragm area. Anger can be suppressed by tightening the back of your neck and shoulders. So it is important to identify your feelings that you are not holding these by tightening your muscle groups. Now, when we have learned to identify the emotion, let us start with learning how to express them. First and foremost is to share your emotions. Talk about your feelings with a trustworthy person like a family member, some friend, or maybe some professional counselor. It could be anybody who is ready to share your emotions without judging or evaluating you. Somebody who encourages you to express your emotions and not just listen to them. It is healing to be able to talk about your feelings, and by getting an outlet to this, you might feel relieved and relaxed. Writing down these emotions will be the next in the list. It is not always possible to find somebody with whom you may share your feelings. In such a case, it is recommended to vent out the feelings by writing them. Just make a journal and write down how you are feeling today. It would be further better if you can review the journal and see if there is any specific pattern. This is a very healthy outlet of your feelings. One may also engage oneself in some form of creative art work, poem writing, or any other way so as to be able to express and vent out feelings in a healthy manner. The third one is to express your sadness. Withholding this emotion can cause a huge stress on your body as well as mind. There are times when we feel sad, but we have trouble shedding tears. It is recommended to listen to some evocative music, watch some emotional movie, or read some book to surface the feelings of sadness and be able to shed tears. Remember, it is injurious to hold in the sadness. It can hurt you in many ways, so just vent it and get free of this emotion. Last in the list is discharging anger. Anger can range from anywhere between mild irritation to extreme fury. Anyone who is angry and upset tends to become more and more preoccupied with his or her own fears and phobias that lead to anxiety. Often, it is seen that people are not aware of these feelings of anger and anxiety. Also, not being able to express your anger or dislike can have similar effects. Now, the question that comes up in one's mind is it right to be angry? Well, it is right to be assertive and express your likes and dislikes clearly. Therefore, it is very important to learn to identify your feelings. Remember that we are aiming at is improvement, not perfection. Relearning how to feel and express appropriately is a skill, and like any other skill, needs practice before it becomes fully internalized. This concludes our discussion on the importance of emotions and feelings in the journey to recovery. Hope you enjoyed this discussion. Looking forward to see you for our next session. Thanks for giving your time.